Welcome Pisces to your in-depth monthly forecast for January 2025 for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. I'm going to share some standout details to look out for to begin with. Please stay with me. Then on screen I'll share your event chart. This provides a backdrop for the whole of the month. Then as influences feed in, I'll share each of those frame by frame to give you a real clear picture of what January 2025 holds in store for you. If you've yet to watch your year 2025 Pisces Deep Dive forecast, please click on the link beneath this video. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell, wishing you all the best for year 2025. If you're new to my channel, thank you for joining me. This is very much a community. If you have any thoughts, please do share them. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, we have found that 50% of people who regularly watch my videos are not subscribers. Please help the channel to thrive. Click that sub button, but also the bell notification symbol. Also, please like and share my videos too. If you'd like to order your year 2025 personal forecast based on your unique birth data, if you order in 24 you'll get the rest of the year free. In 25 you'll get a full 12 months from the time of the order. You'll also get my free gift of your zodiac, general, love, Chinese and Vedic forecast, as well as 30% off and your life roadmap report. Your life roadmap report is particularly influential because this helps you to understand the patterns that have played out in your life so far. The forecast helps you to time your moves, because knowing when the planets are helping or perhaps resisting your efforts is a critical feature of working with astrology. If you'd like to order from a whole sign perspective, a solar perspective if you don't know your time, draconic perspective if you'd like your soul perspective, please see the links below for more. Also, if you'd like to have a one-to-one with me, I am a consulting astrologer. Please check out my testimonials below and you can read exactly what people have said. I don't edit these at all. As you come into the month, Jupiter, your ruling planet, your traditional ruler, is in retrograde, and it is in a square within 3 degrees to Saturn, stern Saturn, who's been with you for the last 2 years. If you are planning in terms of your future prospects to move and you want to get things going in the early part of this year, you may find that things don't go quite as fast as you would like. But you're also coming into this new year on the back of a very powerful black moon. But that was a new moon on the 30th of December 24. And that energy is very much about social interaction, your connections to people, your network, and that does bring some opportunities for sure. Also, just to say that Venus, the planet of attraction, who loves being in your sign, she's exalted, arrives in Pisces on the 3rd. That's really exciting too. But there is a very powerful inversion of Mars, the planet of desire, back into your sister water sign of Cancer, which occurs on the 6th. Now, to be honest, through to the 18th of April, if you're a creative, and often Pisces people are, this is going to give you an amazing celestial window of opportunity to express your talents with conviction. But of course, because Mars is in retrograde, because it inverts from Leo to Cancer, that can slow things down. But I think if we see the big picture, particularly that Mars forges a stunning link to Uranus in the last 2 weeks, and then links to your other ruler Neptune in the latter part of January, that is going to enable you to try some different approaches and be really dynamic. So on the screen now, I'm showing your event chart right at the start of the month. You can see the sun is always at 10 degrees in Capricorn, and you can see the moon has separated because it's moved on from the conjunction, the new moon. But look at the angle between the moon and Uranus. So that is suggesting that you could find yourself, not just this month, but throughout the year, connecting to some new and interesting people. And that alone is really exciting. But we also need to be mindful of that square between Saturn and Jupiter. So you can see Jupiter in the fourth house is in retrograde. But Jupiter's about knowledge. The fourth house is about our emotion. Whilst Jupiter is in retrograde until the early part of February, you can still continue to gain a lot more insights into what makes you tick. Saturn's restraint and perhaps frustrating energy of the last couple of years has given you a much greater understanding of perhaps what's really important and essential in life and what isn't. However, Venus, the planet of relating, but also the planet of money, is in your 12th house as the year begins, and that can suggest that you have been thinking very carefully about certain alliances over the festive holidays, and maybe one has really disappointed you. And if you have felt let down, whether it's a friendship with a colleague or in a more personal or romantic context, you can see that Venus is in a square with Uranus. So there may be a revelation that comes into the open early in the new year, which does give you the desire to actually break free and leave something that isn't working. Now, that big clash at the start of this year is between Pluto and also of Mars. Mars starts this year in the 6th house, which could see you, despite its retrograde, setting yourself some New Year's resolutions that are very much to do with being virtuous about getting fitter. But I wouldn't make these too stringent. Pluto is going to be applying to your psychological world for a very long time. And that means that if you are feeling that you want to change some outer part of your situation, understanding the motive is really important. However, by the 3rd, Venus does join up in your sign. And if you have gone through a painful period of consideration around a relationship, or even that aforementioned separation, it helps you to move into the moment. But also what Venus can do, particularly if you're single, is give you the desire to think about your appearance and how you present yourself. If you are hitting the winter sales, the chances are you are going to want to refresh your wardrobe. But also your professional situation may have been blighted by niggles, misunderstandings and delays, particularly since the end of November through to mid-December. And that can start to resolve itself from the 3rd also, because Mercury emerges from its post-retrograde shadow. Mercury is very much to do with commerce, business, marketing, merchants, Mercury. So this is your chance to get things clearer, particularly if you are wanting to change your job. And I think that Mars inverting on the 6th back into Cancer will certainly give you a desire to be more creative. That said, on the 3rd, the opposition between Mars and Pluto becomes exact. If there is any politics around your situation and you feel that you're just always on the end of it, that aspect could really give you quite in a provoking way, to be honest, quite a push to not just settle, to do something that really works for you. So once Mars returns to Cancer, I feel for you, despite the retrograde, that's a really positive thing. Also, Mercury moving to your 11th house on the 8th suggests if you do need to reach out, connect, perhaps it's through trade organisations, perhaps it's through your interests or hobbies, perhaps it's get in contact with people you haven't had an opportunity to see over the holiday period, and just get your social world working that much more in a connected way. But the most important moment of the whole year for you personally occurs on the 11th of January. The true nodal axis and in terms of the North Node, the direction of travel, inverts to your sign for the first time in 17 years. This is known as the point of destiny, and it gives you an opportunity to get in touch with what really would make you happy in terms of expressing your individual talents. It really is very, very powerful indeed. And for the next year and a half can give you the chance to really reset in a much more individualistic way. Now on the 13th there's a full moon. If your social and romantic world is a bit out of kilter, so for example, if you're not seeing someone but you'd like to, but also your social world has perhaps been a bit stilted, definitely a chance to be much more proactive with Mars in a connection to the moon. So Mars can give you more urgency to make something happen. There is a part of many Pisces people who will in some ways find it a little bit more difficult to get that first movement going because of the floaty, more atmospheric part of your nature, but you can be very dynamic on that particular full moon. So if something isn't working for you socially or romantically, you're going to want to take action, and because Uranus is in the mix too, and as I mentioned before, links with Mars through the last 2 weeks of this month, it's a time for you to be more daring than ever before, and having the North Node with you will help you to be that much more self-assured. The 19th, however, sees the Sun move into Aquarius, applying to Pluto the 21st. Mercury joins them 28th. 29th, there is a new moon. You can't escape the fact that Pluto is now in your 12th house for the long term, through to 2043 initially, and then back into your sign, then back to Aquarius, and then back to you in 244. So this is your chance to really come to terms with some of those deeper, more psychological parts of your nature. If there are patterns that keep playing out for you that have proved painful and difficult, this new moon on the 29th gives you a chance to really reset. It may be that you can watch some videos on YouTube, get lots of pointers, possibly talk to someone, share how you feel, but most of all, release old pain and any patterns that have been inhibiting you and holding you back. There's a lot of electric energy coming in a positive way as the month comes to a close, because Uranus goes direct in your 3rd house. If your nervous system has felt frazzled since the end of August, it may be because of Uranus's retrograde. But also the Sun forges a brilliant link to Jupiter at the end of this month, and you could find yourself gaining new, deeper and much more profound insights into what you need in terms of your emotional world, but also the people that you can feel safe to open up with and feel secure and nurture your inner self. But if there are some wounds or hurts or fears that have been dominating somewhat, Pluto is really giving you the platform to engage with them, and that collection of energy around Pluto with the new moon and Mercury can really set you free if you embrace the opportunity. A great month, and do check out your year 2025 deep dive video by clicking on the link underneath this one.